Hello guys. Welcome back to Movie Recap. Today I will show you a thriller horror film. Make sure you like and subscribe. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. In the start of the film, we are introduced with a boy named Oscar. Oscar is 12 years old boy. In Oscar's school, few of the boys tease him, so he always thinking of taking revenge. Probably, he collects newspaper in which collects the crime scene news. Once he meets a girl Ely, who starts to live near his house. She lives near his house. She lives with an old man. She is approximately 12 years old. In her first interaction she warns Oscar to keep himself away. With the passage of time they befriend each other. Oscar presents his puzzle box to Ely. They talk to each other on their apartment walls by using this. It has been pointed here, Ely always appeared at night and never felt cold. She sometimes behaves weirdly as stomachache, the changing eye color. She could solve the puzzle, which could consider as the tough puzzle in 80s. Then scene shifted towards that old man which lives with Ely. He was collecting blood by killing a man. He couldn't because of a dog comes for this. Ely gets furious on him. Here we understand, Ely is a vampire. She needs human blood for feed. In next scene, Ely kills a human being for his blood who was coming back after meeting his friend. Ely jumped on him and bites on his neck for blood. This all is noticed by an old man, but he couldn't complain to police. The old man who lives with Ely hides the dead body. Here we observe Oscar, who is what's his home and few boys tease him. During that he has a cut on his cheek for her lie's house that this is because of falling down. Same night, Oscar meets Ely and notices his cut on cheek. Ely understands the reason and encourages him. After encouraged by Ely he takes him to take admission and training classes to make him strong. On the other side, the old man knows that Ely befriended Oscar. He stops Ely. At night he leaves for hunting for Ely. He nodded a school kid and was about to collect his blood in changing room. Later on his friends come, for old man was afraid of being caught. If the old man catches, Ely will be caught too. So, he sprinkles acid on his face because no one could identify him. In next scene we find the old man in hospital. She comes to meet him. He opens the window. Ely from the window mirror watches his brunette face. Here we notice that Ely needed blood badly. 4. The old man offers him his own blood which Ely drinks. After a while, the old man dies and falls from window. Ely becomes alone with the death of that old man. So, she visits Oscar at night. She comes from window. Oscar invites him inside. She sleeps with Oscar and states that she isn't a girl. Oscar laughs and doesn't believe on Ely. Now their bonding was getting strong. Next day, a trip arranged for ice skating where few boys makes his fun. Later Oscar attacks with a rod on child for he bleeds. Later on, they find a dead body and get terrified. Oscar gets complained, but he was happy to encounter them. He happily informs Ely and tries to make strong bond with her. He cuts his hand for blood bounding. See falling blood in floor she madly starts to lick. Ely loses her senses and asks Oscar to leave. When he doesn't go she leaves herself. Later on, Ely needs a prey. She witnesses a woman and attacks her. Later his friend appears and pulls Ely out from there. The women were rescued, but after her bite she behaves weirdly. As like vampire, she becomes disturbed by sunlight and doesn't eat anything. She feels herself ailed. When she visits her friend's house suddenly cats attack. In hospital she realizes she has been transferred into a vampire. When sunlight comes out from window her full body burns and she dies. On the other side, Oscar knows that Ely is a vampire. Oscar becomes worried, but Ely declares that she kills people for her survival. Here Ely has some money and expensive material which she has taken from a victim. Next day when Ely visits Oscar, he asks her to get in. Ely was badly in blood and was about to die. Oscar helps her. Here the friend of that lady that was killed by Ely. He wants to take revenge. While searching her he reaches in her apartment. She was sleeping in tub. Windows were closed. Before he attacked her Oscar had saved him. Later on, Ely wakes up and drinks his blood and kills him. She thanks him. Later Oscar goes. Oscar receives a call upon he was invited for swimming classes. Oscar goes, but it was plan of those boys who tease Oscar. They ask Oscar to be in water for 3 minutes. They state if he doesn't do this they will bring his eye out with knife. It was difficult to survive in water for 3 minutes and he started to sink. Ally comes and rescues him. She kills them all. She brings Oscar out in his senses. In the final scene, we watch Oscar in a train. He was traveling along with a box in which Ely was there. He was saving her from sunlight. They were talking to each other and we noticed they were escaping. They will live together. Here, the movie ends. This movie, Let the Right One In, is a love story of a young boy and a vampire who helps each other. Secondly, Ely is a cunning vampire. She keeps a one for her survival. Before she lives with old man, he takes care of her. He likes enough to die for her. It is possible, he lives with her since her childhood and lives with her. Ely tells Oscar that she is only 12. But she was 12 since 100 years, as vampire don't grow. She was a boy and dressed like boy to attract the young boys. In his 200 years, he always attracted some human. She might keeps with her and kills the old man. Later she goes to Oscar, she always asks him to backfight, so he could find prey for her. This is a dark story, a vampire for hundreds years disguised herself as human. She drinks their blood. In this scene, we notice vampire are more powerful and fast in pace than humans. We also know, vampire don't get into anyone's house without permission. The movie ends here.